All right.
Beautiful.
All right, buddy, we live?
Yes, we're on.
Nice. It's been a minute. How are you, buddy?
We're back again.
Yeah, we're back again.
Back at Detail Lab.
Got new microphones this time.
Yes.
Hopefully they're better than the old ones. The old ones were good. But yeah, we're back here. Not much has changed here, I can see.
No, you're still looking sharp. I'm still in my uniform.
Yeah. We had a big chat last time, and I wanted to continue. There's so much I wanted to talk about, but the problem is that you and I can both talk a lot.
Oh, we can talk
Yeah, we
underwater.
can talk.
Bro.
Yeah. So, a couple of things though. I've noticed that you're becoming a bit of an influencer. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, some might comment that. We took the social. Okay, so probably going back a little bit about.
This up a little bit for you, buddy.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Probably about a year ago, started to realize that look, if you're not interacting with your clients through social media, I think your business is gonna suffer for it in the long term because everything is going that way. I mean, heck, what are you doing all day when you're not talking to someone? You're doom scrolling on the phone, right?
Yeah.
You're looking for stuff. Oh, who's
on the
this?
toilet, on
Everywhere.
the bus, on the train,
Everywhere.
You know, everywhere. That's what you're doing.
So if you're not in front of your customers, and by in front of them, I don't just mean by just showing the work that you do, because everyone's doing the same thing, right? Like everyone's just showing the cars and it's been tried and tested. Like nowadays we do a lot more organic stuff. We started off with just, putting a face behind Detail Lab. Detail Lab for a while was faceless. You'd go on the Instagram page, it'd just be a whole bunch of cars.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep,
and
yep.
I think a lot of people are guilty of that.
Yeah.
Like all they're doing is just showcasing their work for whatever reason. Maybe they're shy to get shown or they don't think that it's necessary. It's like, I'm just going to show you my work. But it's like, no. People do business with people because it's a relationship-based thing. They can connect with someone. And heck, not everyone wants to do business with you.
Yeah,
Simple truth.
Honestly, some people might not like
They don't
you.
like you. They don't like your look. They don't like how
Yeah.
you sound. They don't like what you're saying. And that's fine.
Yeah.
And same token, we don't want to do business with everyone.
No,
as well,
100%.
right?
I've definitely had customers I've told that they're better served elsewhere,
Yeah. I believe you probably said it along those lines as
No,
well.
I was politely,
Yeah.
you say something along the lines of, I think they call it firing your customer.
Yeah.
You just say, look,
I've fired some customers.
I think you're better off going somewhere else. I've even done business with customers before, and I've done their car, done everything. Then I've said, look, mate, I think in the future for your car, it's best if you find someone else.
Yeah,
because I don't want to
100%.
deal with them. Some people are very unreasonable, especially in Canberra. What I find is, Canberra's a lot of people work in the public service, they work in the government, and I don't know, they seem to have a different outlook on life and how things work. So when I have customers who are tradespeople, they're in construction or they're in small business, I find those customers.
click.
Yeah, we just click, and they're reasonable. They look at the car. There's a little imperfection. They're like,
They get it. Yeah,
they get it. People
Well,
in the public service,
they're offering a service as well, right?
Yeah.
And naturally, whoever it is, whatever he does, whether it's a painter, architect, builder, or tiler, if we go to their work, you can nitpick stuff.
Yeah.
But we understand as well from what we do.
We're all human,
The tiler is going to
nothing's
go,
perfect.
yeah, look, like, oh, that tile's a bit skewed there. He's going to go, bro, like, come on, I laid 100 square meters. You're going to the little corners. So I would not do that to people.
Yeah.
But how many people have done it to us?
So many. And I don't know, I feel like over time I've developed this sixth sense that allows me to pick when a customer is going to be difficult.
You can. It's a gut feeling.
And when that happens, you just add 30% to the charge and hopefully they don't.
Well, the problem is when they accept that extra higher charge and you're like, damn,
Yeah.
what am I getting myself into now? I thought that price would have pushed them away. Usually we call those prices the F off price.
Yeah.
You give them an F off price and you're like, okay, he's going, when can you do it next? Like, that was meant to be an F off price, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't a cue for you to ask me, when can I do it next?
But by the same token, I suppose, if they're willing to pay the extra, then you can probably cop a bit more.
Yes, you
take
can
a
put
bit
up
more.
with it.
Yeah.
But from experience, you're probably going to deal with someone pretty hard. But that's okay. Hey, like, we're in the industry of that. Some people tell me, like, sorry for being difficult or something like that. I'm like, look, I totally get it. You're spending a lot of money. I understand them because I can be a difficult customer.
Yeah.
And I suppose that helps a business succeed. That if you can put on the same thinking cap as your customers, then you're in their shoes. You can automatically work out what kind of a result they'd want or what kind of outcome they'd want if there's a problem. More times than not, they just want to be heard. They want acceptance of a fault. They don't want to hear stories or excuses or not. Hey mate, we own it. We scratched the car. You've been a classic case. You've told me plenty of times, and so have I as well. Far out, like we're accidentally this happened. It's like, you just tell the guy. Yes, some don't take it well. Like I remember we broke a tail lamp on a Discovery Sport. From memory, was Discovery Sport
A Land Rover Discovery?
Range Rover autobiography.
Okay.
Right, the rear tail lamp, they run really, really close to the body, tucking the film in there. It felt like the tail lamp's almost eBay plastic, like like full China lenses. It just cracked in it, right?
Okay.
I'd already, before I called the customer, I'd already sourced a light from Land Rover. It was going to come from Melbourne. Didn't even tell the customer. I've already ordered it. So the moment that I've picked up the phone call to tell them the devastating news, and it is, you've just dropped off your brand new car to get wrapped, and someone's telling you it's broken apart on it. But once that brushes over, the fact that you've just dealt with it, and the moment you're on the phone, you go, so how long is it going to take? Mate, it's already on order. It's going to get here Wednesday. Right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not happy, but it is what it is.
I mean...
Now, but let me tell you the other end of that. The customer on pickup afterwards, when they picked up the wrap, he said to me, thank you for dealing that the way that you did. And I said, mate, it's fine. Like, we broke it. I've got to own it. And he's like, when can you now wrap the Macan that I've got?
Yeah, okay.
Right? Now, I don't know anyone in particular, but I know that it occurs out there. There would have been a lot of places that would have dug their heels in. Oh, mate, that tail lamp was already like that, had a little crack in it. Did it? You think the customer's a fool? They've got a brand new car. They've walked around it. Yeah. It's staring at you in the face. And plus I inspected the car beforehand. The workers here are all going, nah, we didn't do it, didn't know where. And I'm like, I've got a Hawkeye. There's no way that thing evaded my eyes from the beginning. We broke it. It is what it is. We're getting new tail lamp in. We dealt with it accordingly. It yielded a new job. It cost me $900, but it is what it is. Cost of doing business, right?
Yeah, it happens. You got to, and that's the thing. You know, when we talk about pricing and things like that,
you've got to have that buffer in there. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these places from before that are doing $4,000 to $5,500 work.
Yeah,
there's no cost factored in there for any stuff ups at all. Film, damage to the vehicle, any overhead costs that you might incur because you might have run over time or something like that. It's not factored in there. Not sustainable.
And that's why I don't like discounting work where possible as well. Correct. Because I don't know, man. I feel there's this psychological thing that happens. For example, let's say I'm doing the boot on a car. We do it, lay it down, come on the next day. Oh shit, there's a speck of dust there. Yeah, you know what?
You could leave it.
Yeah,
you could.
I won't.
But look. Depending on the customer now, if he squeezed you, right, and you're like, look, I'm working on a bottom line here.
Yeah, exactly.
You might have to deal with it. Like,
regardless, the customer thinks that they're going to get the same quality of work, and sometimes they might. But the reality is, you as a person, especially if you're an owner operator, you can't. You're just like, oh, look, man, I can't. I'll let it go. Normally, that $500 discount you got, that's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel that
in covers that piece of PPF now and the replacement of it.
Exactly. So that's the thing. I think in service-based industries, you shouldn't be asking for a discount because you're directly affecting that person's living. Like, you don't ask your doctor for a discount, your lawyer for a discount. It's just...
Yeah, look, I think we're all guilty of it. I wouldn't call it a discount. If I'm dealing with a certain place or whatever, I'd probably just say with it, is that your best price? Is that the best you can do for me? That's all. I'm not saying discount. I don't like that word, discount.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that usually means you need to pull something out of somewhere.
Yeah.
You're discounting something. Something's coming off or less of or something like that. All I'm saying is, I know sometimes we all have a little bit of headroom in something.
Yeah.
We might start off somewhere to end up somewhere else. I'm just double checking with you. Is that all? Is that the best you got to offer? Because naturally, we're all doing our due diligence.
Everyone has
to.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all ringing around getting some prices.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that that's the best that you offer. So then I don't make a decision based purely just only on the price, which I normally don't.
No.
I factor in everything else. Who is he? Did I like his vibe?
Yeah.
Look, surely if it's totally out of my budget, I'm not even going to try and sit there.
Exactly.
It's like, look, this guy's on another level.
Yeah.
I'm sure what he does is great. Suits a different demographic. Not for me. Let me move to the next place. But I'll check naturally. Hey, mate, is that the best deal? Is that the best price?
So say if someone contacts you and asks for a quote on a PPF, and you say, yep, $79.90 includes this. And if they say to you, oh, can you do any better? Or is that your best price?
I tell them, I usually tell them about $1,000 more, and I say it's better for me. We have a little bit of chuckle.
Yeah.
But look, if I really look, we've all been in places in the business where the month might not be turning over at the same speed at another time, and when he does sort of do that to you, like, you know what, I wouldn't mind just having something in for the time
100%.
being.
Well,
keep the guys busy.
Yep.
But again, don't make it some stupid amount just because you said, you said 7.5 or 8 grand. Oh, can you do it for 5.5? It's like, no way. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, no way. It's like, mate, it ends here now, the conversation.
Yeah,
But if you're telling me 77 or 8 grand, can you do it for 7.5?
Yeah.
Perhaps it would do some cash. Can you a little bit,
Yeah, no cash because
No cash business, of course.
You can't.
Yeah. We don't do that.
yeah.
We report everything to the
No,
ATO.
you have to.
Yes.
It's important to to make sure the public servants get
Paid properly,
paid
yeah.
properly. But of course, I mean, look at you go and buy a car from a dealer at the end of the month.
Yes.
You're likely to get a better deal. If
Yes,
they haven't got,
they've
they'll
already maybe
discount
made
it.
their quota.
Or if they haven't made their quota,
Yes.
they've got to sell a car to make the
Yeah,
quota.
they just want to
They'll
get it out the
discount
door,
it.
man.
Yeah,
That's fine.
And
That's fine.
look, I'll do that as
But
well.
I do agree with what you said. The status quo changes a little bit when it's based on a product or a service.
Yes.
The product isn't taxing anyone directly. When you're asking them to discount their services, you're kind of saying to them, they're asking you, where would you like me to spend less time on the
Yeah.
vehicle, or would you like me to spend less time on your tiling or the painting or something like that? But look, we've all been guilty of it. We've all discounted to some extent. It's not the most ideal way of selling something, but we've both.
Everyone who says that they don't discount ever, they're lying. Ivan LaCroix, he's got like the best
Yes.
responses.
Yes.
He's the funniest guy.
I love Ivan.
Yeah, I love Ivan too.
There's a lot of guys out there that haven't known this guy from before, from the past decade. The guy's a total encyclopedia.
He's forgotten more about detailing than most of us will ever know.
Yes.
They
Yes.
watch his videos
Yes.
and they think that this guy's got no idea.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
he goes against the grain and does things
Yes.
differently. I mean, you got
He's
guys...
all about efficiency
Yes.
and productivity.
Yeah.
And some of these guys are looking at like, oh, how could you possibly be watching that?
He
car
owned
with-
30 detailing shops. You know what I mean? Like, there are detailers here who've been detailing for not even 5 years,
Yeah.
and they reckon,
Yeah.
I'll run rings around
Yeah.
him.
Oh, what he's saying is bullshit. How could he be saying this or that? It's like, man,
Yeah.
you don't understand the world this guy came from. You don't understand the wealth of knowledge that he has. Should you wish to swallow your pride a little bit and your
And
ego,
learn. Yeah.
put it aside, learn, listen. You don't have to implicate everything the guy says.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Something might sound a little bit far-fetched. I mean, I've seen him recently brought out a broom brush, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and brooming's totally a no-no. I haven't tried the broom. I haven't felt the bristles.
Yeah.
How can I just sit there and automatically think that it's the same broom that you buy from Bunnings?
Yes, exactly.
Like,
And also, there's a specific way to use it. The chemicals he's using
Everything
it is
makes
different.
a difference, and
Yeah,
the
the
guy's just
rinseless
telling you-
wash, everything.
how to be efficient in your business.
Yeah.
Like, rinseless washing revolutionized everything
100%,
for us in the
yeah.
shop. Like,
Yep.
and those people that don't use it, you're missing out on
Yeah.
saving time and money.
Exactly.
'Cause time
Rinseless
is money.
wash, if you want to start a detailing business, I'd say you buy some rinseless wash that will do pretty much everything, 90% of what you need.
Correct.
If you want to just wash cars and
Yes,
things like that.
or wipe glass, or
Yeah.
there's so many ratios. You
Yeah.
can clay lube, it's
Yeah, you don't need
it's
50
endless.
different products. A lot of the time, a lot of these products are basically the same
Repeated,
product,
yeah, yeah.
but diluted. It's like, I don't know, do you believe in wheel ceramic coatings, or do you reckon they're the same as like...
No, I touched upon this topic.
No, I saw that video of yours,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
as in, how you can buy a wheel
No,
coating
no,
and a paint coating?
no.
It's the same, isn't it?
It's the same bullshit.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
same
what I tell
stuff.
people.
Like, I'm sure there might be someone who's going to chime in on this.
Oh,
with
there
some
will, mate,
scientific,
there will.
yeah, this and that. And it's like, okay, they're talking about all these extreme temperatures, this and that. Look, I've seen rotors glow on a track day.
Yeah.
Yeah. How hot do your wheels really get?
No, they don't. Exactly.
You've touched them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, they're warm,
Yeah.
pretty warm.
Yeah.
What, any warmer than your car's paint on a 40-degree day?
No. I asked Ivan about this, actually, and he says...
It'll dissipate it through other avenues.
Yeah, he was telling me that ceramic coatings begin to break down at 600 degrees C, at
That's
which
not
point...
getting anywhere near 600
Yeah,
degrees
at which point
Celsius.
your
blowtorching
tires
the
are on fire.
Correct,
Yeah,
correct.
exactly,
Come on.
So...
So it's a typical ploy that a lot of companies use to just repackage. Oh, there's a wheel ceramic, this ceramic, that ceramic, plastic ceramic. If you've been around for a while, you've pushed the envelope with whatever ceramic
Yeah.
you've had in your hand, and you've gone, let me put it on this, see what it does.
Yeah, yeah.
Now let me put it on this and see what it does. And guess
Yeah.
what? It did exactly what the other one
Exactly.
did.
Yeah.
So
I've used paint ceramic on my parents' shower screen.
Yeah.
And like 4 years later,
yeah,
works
it's still
great.
beating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. No, you should have bought a glass dedicated
Yeah.
one, because the contact angle, which you can't measure
Yeah.
anyway with, I don't know,
Yeah.
in your home's like, come
Yeah.
on, man. Come on.
Actually, this reminds me, Elias, you've been receiving a bit of hate recently online.
I wouldn't call it hate. I'd say it was
Anger.
yeah, maybe some-
Misplaced energy.
Yeah, I think I ruffled a few feathers with what I said.
Yeah.
because I do call a spade in the industry. It was based on the whole ceramic coating hardness,
Yep.
which I basically came out and straight away and just said, look, the hardness aspect of the coating, 7H, 9H, 10H, in my opinion, through experience, is totally bullshit.
Yep.
Right? And mind you, I didn't have to say how many years experience I had.
No.
But you'll find a lot of the responses there. Oh, I've had 10 or 12 years. I call BS on what you said. Cool. You call BS. I gave a reason.
Yeah.
What was the reason that you gave calling BS?
Yeah.
I remember specifically there's one chap that chimed in and
What's his name? Remember his name?
I can't, mate. I don't pay that much attention to these
He's
guys.
from America.
He's from America.
Yeah.
A lot. Look, a lot.
I'll be sure to link him this podcast.
Yeah, look, a lot of this stuff came from the Americans, from the Yankees. And I'm like, okay, cool. Did I just ruffle your feathers because you're probably selling the customer the coating on those aspects? Are you telling them that 7H, 9H, and 10H hardness in the real world actually makes an iota of difference?
No, it
like,
doesn't,
come
yeah.
on, man.
No, but also he started talking about, oh, you have no idea what you're talking about. It's measured. It's not measured on the Mohs hardness scale. It's mentioned
cares?
in the
I said
pencil.
nothing about that.
You didn't mention that at all.
No.
We all know that. We know that.
Look,
a ceramic coating is not like a diamond.
I started off in the video, and mind you, that video's been edited, right? I started off explaining that it's applied on a test card,
Yep.
on a sample that
Yep.
they get given in there. They don't know what you've applied to the sample. They take it for granted.
Yeah.
Whatever laboratory you're testing at, it's not their duty to sit there and reverse engineer what you've put it on there. You're paying them to do a job.
Yeah.
You're saying, I've got X sample. What is it on there? It's a ceramic coating. I want you to test its hardness. They'll you put it on there, you'll give it to them. They put it through the machine. Yes, there's a lead hardness test that carries out. And look, I'm not an expert. I never claimed I'm an expert on this. All I said is it's carried out in a laboratory environment to give a result on paper to help market the product.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And
You can say whatever you want out there. And on that particular video, we got over 150,000 views,
yep.
close to 100 and so comments, over 500 likes and love
Yeah.
presses, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Not one sad face, not one laughing
Yeah.
emoji, nothing, right? And a lot of lay people commented on it saying, thank you for calling it out how it is. Why? Because they've had some cowboy that has sold them a coating based on all this scratch. And, you know, the comments were along the lines of, look, resistance is different to, you know, like if it's, what is it, resistance? And
Yeah. Resistance versus proof or whatever.
Yeah. Not
resistant,
scratch proof, it's scratch resistant. I'm like, dude, tomato,
Yeah, yeah.
If this is what you're doing with your customer,
Yeah.
you're lining yourself up for failure.
Exactly. We're not speaking like legal language here. You know, whereas differences. The reality is that when someone says scratch resistant, they'll expect
an element of something not occurring.
Yeah.
I'd expect to see less on it of it. Now the truth is, when you give your customers back the car, it's anyone's guess how they handle it, where it goes to, and what it does. You're going to sit there and set up your customer with a pretense that this coating can actually affect or help mitigate these scratches. 6 months down the track, the guy's got a black car. Guess what it's got all over it?
Yeah.
Swirl marks and scratches. He's going to pick up the phone, or even worse, come in and see you and go, hey, mate, you remember me? Yeah, cool. I present to you Exhibit A, a swirled up car. What do you got to say about this? Or the cowboy's typical response are going to go, oh, you've washed it incorrectly, this and that. Yes. You told me it was scratch resistant. Oh, yes, resistance is different to proof.
You will just
Is this
essentially come across as a dickhead.
Is this what you guys are doing out there? I'm asking you this frankly. Some of these people that commented, are you seriously going down this path with your customers? Why? Is there no other way to sell the benefits of a ceramic coating other than talking about the hardnesses of it, the lead pencil hardness, diamond hardness, whatever you guys wanted to call it, and correct me on and so forth? If this is what you're doing, you're really setting yourself up for failure down the track, because you will get a hard to deal with Karen that will press on the matter far enough. They will take you to some sort of a fair trading or something like that. You've misled them. And that's the truth.
Yeah, because there was 2 negative comments there. There's one from this detailer in the US who basically wrote an essay and kept on. Then me being me, I felt the need to jump in and be like, all right, let's have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, let's have a bit of a play with this.
Yeah, I had a bit of a play with it. And
I chimed out. You know, I said, okay, cool. I tried to steer him in the right direction, saying, hey, mate, the intention of this video was not to sit here and elaborate on how the scratch hardness test is carried out. All I'm saying is that the companies are applying a number, a digit that rates this coating as to how hard it should be. It's given the customer the false pretense that it's got some sort of scratch resistance proof. You do call it whatever you want. And if that's the way you're aligning yourself in your business with your customer, you will have problems.
Yeah, 100%. And there was one bloke who basically said, everyone in the entire industry is laughing at you. Look, I'm not,
That was an interesting comment. Did I see it? Yeah. Did I think much of it? No. I don't know the guy. I don't care about
He's
the
a
guy.
marketing expert.
Right.
He's a guy who used to be a detailer.
Right.
And is now a...
So he done so well in his detailing
they
escapades?
decided to become a marketing expert.
Right.
Yeah. His thing is, I help detailing businesses grow and scale.
Right.
Well, you couldn't help yourself grow and scale, so you can help others.
So what's his claim to fame? Like, what kind of figures was his business turning over?
Yeah, you can't be that. Yeah,
he
really.
doesn't know. He won't.
Yeah, if you were making a couple million a year in a detailing business, you certainly wouldn't be trying to help others. You'd be doubling down on that, wouldn't you?
Look, like I said, I don't know the guy. I can't say his intentions were good though. I can't say I don't know him and his intentions were good. They were clearly, it had a lot of negative connotations behind it. A comment like that. Condensation is exactly what we'd be talking about when we're talking about foggy headlights.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why it popped in my mind. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of negative underpinning that statement.
Yeah.
And I thought nothing of it. I'm like, look, it's social media. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, right? But what you will find on that thread there, if you look at it, is everyone, mostly 99% of the people concur on what I said.
Yeah.
Right?
There's nothing to argue with.
There's nothing to argue with.
So, what's the secret then to your social media, you think? And also, how do you not let the negative comments affect you? Like, I'm a bit different to you in that regard. When someone comments negatively, I get a bit emotional. I want to fight them.
Okay, what gave me a lot of clarity is I observed a lot of Instagram personalities, influencers, whatever you want to call them, right? How many of these, like, you follow Spanian, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about his Botox lips, about his teeth, this, that. Mate, the guy does not give a shit about what you've got to say about him. He's rolling in it. He's living his life. Do you see him getting on there and responding to the guy, oh, my lips isn't filler, it's this, my teeth that? It's like, man, seriously? So as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, cool. It's a platform for you to project your opinions or your business ethics, morals, education, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have to be two-way. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a two-way street, right? Yeah. It's not an email conversation. It's not a customer sending you a request for information or anything like that. It's simply anyone and everyone that has access to the internet, which is pretty much anyone even in a third world country now has got access to something like this. And someone's going to give their opinion. Now, if you're going to sit there and get caught up with it all, you're going to have a lot of trouble moving forward. So I probably shouldn't have even responded to the first guy, but I thought this is going to be pretty easy to explain away. I think you've misunderstood the angle that I'm taking. It's got nothing to do with the actual scientific testing of the coating. All I'm saying is there's great aspects about a ceramic coating that should be placed up here more than the hardness aspect of it.
I think I commented on the post saying, guys, there's only one aspect in life where hardness matters.
Yes.
And
that ain't ceramic coatings.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a good chuckle over that. And hopefully they did as well. And, I think you just need to take life a little bit lighter, I suppose.
Yeah, honestly. Look, let's be honest. What we do, it's not brain surgery.
No, it's not.
It's not important.
No.
We make cars shiny and we help people look after them.
And I think
it's a luxury good as well. 100%. It's a luxury good.
The moment that you can park away a little bit of your ego and your pride and you can look at yourself like that and say, look, we're glorified car washers, sticker appliers, car shiners, whatever you want to break it down to in a really mundane way, then that way you can then look at yourself and put yourself in a consumer's shoes. You know what? They'll relate to yourself better. They'll relate to you a lot better.
Yeah, because
like, this guy's not up himself. Look, sure, we can come across sometimes arrogant or cocky, depending on our position in the industry. If you feel that you are a market leader and so forth, it might come across that way. Sometimes I've had that said to me.
Really? By who? Like, you don't tell them exactly, but what have people said to you regarding that? Because I watch all your videos.
Yeah. Not on the videos. I've had a customer that started to get a little bit upset about the PPF as soon as he picked it up because he's seen bubbles in it.
Oh yeah.
Right? And he's like, oh, I come to you, like, so it's, you've got a great reputation, everyone told me to come to you, to the point where you almost come across arrogant and cocky. And I'm just sitting there with my hands were crossed or whatever. I'm listening to him. I said, great. Are you finished? I let him vent. I said, cool. What you're seeing in there is quite normal. He got upset because he came out and he sat there and raped one of the bubbles with his finger. Yeah, before I even had a chance to tell him, look, the bubbles are going to go away. And he kind of like, made a mess out of it. But it turned out that this customer has now become a really good client.
Yeah.
Having that little exchange there, having seen me then just take a step back, take the ego away, the pride, let him have his say. He's a customer, he's entitled to it. And then just coming back with a thought out response to him that's going to sort of, salvage the situation and so forth. And mate, we're going to handle this. It's, he just relaxed. He calmed down. He saw the car after a week it had healed and he'd come back for his checkup. It's like, man, like it's like we're mates now.
Yeah,
right?
that's good.
We went through that little exchange there, that little bit of the maybe an ego battle or a testosterone, battle. And yeah, like he's a good customer. He's coming back for a little checkup again. He had a little lift or something. Is he fussy? Yes, he's fussy. Is there anything wrong with that?
No,
Why?
I think
you're not entitled
people are
to be
entitled
fussy.
to be fussy.
Yes.
They're paying a lot of money,
They
and
are.
let's be honest, they seek out places like you
For that
because
reason.
they're fussy. If they weren't fussy, they'd go to whatever place
Wherever
down
the
the
place
road
is,
and
yes.
spend $4,000 on the full car and,
Yes,
and be done
correct.
with it.
So it's your duty to cop it on the chin with these situations, and I have. And a lot of people say, how do you maintain your reviews and so forth? It's like, because I bend over backwards, even in situations where I shouldn't, and I know I shouldn't, but there I am just trying to protect the reputation and the image of the business. And in the long run, it served me well. Even if it's cost me some money, having to give someone back a refund or whatever it is, even if I know, it's like, mate, you don't deserve this. No one else would actually do this for you. And I heavy-handedly just go like that. I go, see you later. Too hard basket, don't want to know. Plus, if I don't do this, there's going to be ramifications that could affect the business. So I think if you look at your business as a bigger picture kind of thing, then you're going to win in the long run. I'm not saying it might not hurt you momentarily there. And this is why you should always be charging enough to cover you for being able to give money back, to have a bankroll, to have some sort of capital behind you, to be able to deal with these situations accordingly without it impacting you. Because some people might find themselves dealing with a hard customer and it's like, mate, even if I wanted to, I can't give this guy a fraction back of his money. I don't have any.
Do you think, though, because you've positioned yourself in this kind of upper end of the market, high level, you've kind of
brushed away with a lot of these guys?
Or written your own death sentence? Like sometimes, do you think it would have been better if you catered to more mass market? So for example, there's PPF shops not far from here, which are a lot cheaper than you. The owner does very well for himself. They're packed out with cars. Their work isn't great, but it's not bad for the money. Do you think trying to early days pushing in detailing
Look,
as well?
what you just said, the early days are what would have sort of dictated that move. The fact is that the path that we chose, both me and you as well, was of one of, no, it's got to be perfect and so forth. And yes, over the years, we've understood perfection is not attainable 100% and so forth, and you do have to dial it back. But these businesses from the get-go started off, don't forget, they were one of the first businesses as well in the industry.
The one we're
the
talking
PPF
about.
kind of fitment and so forth was, that was very adequate protection for the time. That said shop has since picked up. I've seen anyway. I've seen more recent work. It's the fitment's changed.
I mean,
but the price is still very similar. It's still on the
exactly.
lower end.
They're a very mass market, and that's good because
That's fine.
You know,
He
you
knows
can
his
be a
market.
McDonald's, or you can be like a fancy steakhouse, and they both make money. I had a video about this. I
Yeah, but
suppose.
who's making the more money here? McDonald's.
Yeah.
If you look
Yeah,
at the
they're
bigger
doing the mass
picture,
market.
McDonald's is winning, man.
They are.
But I just can't stomach
Trying to do
personally, being the McDonald's of the industry. That's all. And I suppose if you're that way inclined and you don't mind being the McDonald's of the industry, well then, fair enough. Kudos to you. You're going to do well probably in that area. You will have to deal with like different clients. So the thing is that the lower you go in the demographic, and the cheaper prices that you offer, you're going to attract more problems.
Yeah.
Because those customers come with more headaches.
Why is that?
Well,
is there a psychological reason
there
for
is.
that? Yeah, what is
There
it?
is.
Tell me.
So let's use the Tesla, for example, right? And a lot of people can relate to this. The guy that's just bought his Tesla, he thinks it's his Ferrari. He doesn't think. It is his Ferrari to him because he saved up a lot of time. It took him a lot of time. He saved up a lot of money and he's heavily invested in it. That's his Ferrari, right? Now, the difference between that's his Ferrari and the guy that owns the Ferrari is that the Tesla guy is going to sit there and babysit the car and look at it and look at it and keep looking at it. And, I'm going to touch it in a certain way. And it's like, that's been us as well, man. Like, we didn't come from rich families or anything like that. We didn't take for granted what we had. Whatever we had, we treated it like it was our prized possession. That's all these guys are doing, simply, I suppose, in a nutshell.
Yeah, I'm the same. I used to.
They're treating it as their prized possession. The thing is, though, that when you're doing it like that, you're putting that item up on a pedestal. He wants pedestal results.
Okay.
Right? He wants it perfect because he's going to stare at it all the time, and it's his prized possession. It's a mantelpiece, and he's going to give you a headache at the smallest and most minute and mundane details. Now, let's go to the other end of the spectrum. The guy that owns a Ferrari, it's not his mantelpiece.
Really?
It's not his mantelpiece.
Okay.
He's got a lot of mantelpieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's beyond having
beyond that.
mantelpieces.
He's beyond mantelpieces.
Yeah.
He's probably his corporation and business is his mantelpiece.
Yeah.
That's number one. That has then allowed him to get what you see as a mantelpiece. But to him, how many times have you just looked at him and you could just sense it's just a car to him?
Yeah.
It's just his Camry.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the guy comes up and he just goes, "Oh, nice job, man. Looks great. Fantastic." He's in such a rush. He's got meetings. His phone's buzzing or whatever. The phone's ringing. Looks great. Whatever. Yeah, I'll bring it back in 3 weeks to check it out. Doesn't even bring it back in 3 weeks.
No,
He's
they
gone
don't
with his
care.
Ferrari. He'll call you in another 6 months to a year. "Hey, I've got a McLaren. I've got a 911 now. Can you do it again?" It's like, yeah, bang, bang, bang. Can you see the different end of the spectrum?
Yeah. It's
And he goes like that too.
yeah.
Bang, how much you? 8, 9 grand. Oh, we'll add this on it, do that.
Yeah.
Yep, just add. Window thing, yeah, add. Tesla guy, we'll add this way. How much?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
how
different
much is
mindset,
that?
I suppose. And look,
It's a whole mindset, yes.
and look, unfortunately, there's more Tesla guys than Ferrari guys out there.
There is. So the majority of the market is playing on that end of the field, like you
Yeah.
said, because it's a more saturated area. But if you've got a choice on where you'd like to work at, and including those guys that are currently servicing that end of the demographic, would also want to play in the higher end.
Yeah.
And I'm not even playing on that high end.
Yeah,
as well.
you're not. You don't
I'm
do a
not.
lot of supercars.
I don't do a lot of
but
supercars.
But also, doing supercars has its own set of headaches as
It
well.
does. It
Your
does.
insurance goes up.
Yeah,
and-
I don't mind doing it if that's what gets given to you, but I find somewhere in between the middle,
Yeah.
your G80s, the Mercs, the CLS, the GLCs.
Yeah, I think that 150 to 200k range.
Yes.
Anything
Yes.
more than 200k gets,
Yeah,
Other than
yeah.
Porsches are ridiculously expensive now, but Porsches are still kind of
But they're-
the poor man's supercar.
But they're still so easy to work on.
They're so easy to work on. Exactly. Yeah.
It's just cream, like.
Yeah.
It's the Tesla of the high end.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
sorry for anyone. I did not mean directly
No,
that it's
yeah.
a Tesla. For anyone that's listening, that's got a
No,
Porsche.
but everyone who owns a Porsche, though,
Yes.
they also know they are actually the best car to get for that money. And in terms of like,
100%.
they're the most reliable. You go to any track day.
track warranty.
Yeah.
You can't.
You got to. But the thing is, every track day I go to, the number one car there is Porsche and then Honda. There's a reason. Porsche is for the more expensive track days,
And
then
Saad
Honda's
owns
the number
both.
ones. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a reason I have a Porsche and a Honda. They are the best cars.
And he's telling me I'm doing well because I've got a G80.
Thanks, mate. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. So we were talking about social media.
And then we kind of digressed a little bit that way,
Yeah,
I suppose. But
that's normal.
back to the social media. I found at the start, everyone posts photos and videos, right, of their business. I got a phone call from a young guy, and like we said, you get a lot of young guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I always like to listen to them. I find that they're the voice of the future.
Yeah.
Right, as we were at some point. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
We were at some
Yeah,
point.
we're not young
were
anymore,
inquisitive.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not. And I really like to give these guys a go. They're hungry. They're generally working within a lower price bracket than someone that's a lot more experienced than them. So if you give some of these guys a go, You end up getting great value.
Yep.
They've got a burning fire still in their gut, and they want to succeed. And you're there for the ride while they're up and coming, and they're going to give you a lot of value. So I jumped at the opportunity when my video guy came through, and at that time I was even using someone else for a little bit of marketing. But I'm like, he positioned himself like, I'm not going to do any direct marketing for you, Facebook ads or anything like that. It's all about organic content.
Yeah.
I want to grow you organically. He saw a gap there. It's like, who is Detail Lab? Why is there no face behind it? It's faceless. It's a faceless business. And people these days want to do business with businesses with a face behind it. So that's how it all started. And we started doing a lot of the organic videos. You know, we noticed a little bit of traction. And then I started to notice other businesses in other industries, maybe in the health industry, a lot of influence. You know Eddie Abu?
Oh, yeah. The one who swears a lot.
The eggs.
What? Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I love him. Yeah, I follow him. He's
okay,
a
cool.
good guy.
So I saw his style, and I'm like, all right. There was a big uptake on that kind of marketing, how he's marketed himself and his message.
Yeah, just direct,
and then
straightforward.
Right, and it was amongst other influencers doing similar things and so forth. So I liked him going into the shopping center, picking up stuff and going, you know what? This is shit. This is shit for you. This is garbage.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is shit. That's shit. And it's like, you know what? It resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah, they loved it.
Yeah, it hit home, and everyone started going, yep, this is our guy. Yeah, this is our man. This is what we like to see. So I'm like, okay, how can I apply this into what we do?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, we're in a little bit of an industry. It's not exactly that. And then I came up with the idea watching someone else that my video guy does. He's got another health guy on there. And I noticed him in Woolworths talking about products and so forth. I'm like, okay, there's stuff out there that we use as well that don't only exist in the detailing world. I'm like, let's get into Woolworths as a start.
Yeah, I remember that video. Yeah.
And just see how I can make this work with detailing. So we embarked to the local Woolworths. And I'm like, all right, the first video that we did in that series was, I'm going to teach you on a low budget how to cater for your vehicle in a pinch without having to go spend a lot of money on how you can maintain your car with simple day-to-day things or things found on the supermarket shelves. So we did that, and I found it was very receptive. Everyone's like, okay, the views went up a lot.
Yeah.
More than just, oh, here's a Porsche that we did with nice panning shots, perfect music.
Those videos are cool for your ego.
Yes.
And they're cool for showing other shops.
Detailers.
But
correct.
I know customers see them, but I don't know, like, I do them still. But now I do more.
But I've thrown in a couple of them, like, you know what, you said there was all of those comments on the other one, and we touched upon that guy's, you know, giving him some social media advice.
Yeah, because he had 300 followers, and you said to him,
and I just said, man,
you want some advice?
You're coming here, you know, bashing what I do, and it's like, and then his take was it on like that. I'm trying to be an influencer. That you shouldn't be doing that in our industry. In his mind, what should you be doing? Oh, you should be showing videos on, or just shots of you applying a ceramic coat.
Yeah, and talking about the benefits and stuff.
Yeah, but we've done that.
We've done that, yeah.
We've done that. Yeah. I go and put up a video now or whatever of a Porsche or we've done or whatever. It gets minimal views. And then you're going into Woolworths talking about an L plate, a magnetic L plate and the damage that it does to your paintwork and hundreds of thousands of views on TikTok and Instagram. Yeah. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, cool. I don't care what the industry says.
Yeah, they're not your customer.
You're not my customer.
No.
This is what the customers want. Or the consumer wants on that end. And it's like, just keep feeding it to them. Keep feeding it to them. So at the moment, that's what we've been doing. We've been, we went from Woolworths. I went into Bunnings afterwards. There's a lot of automotive related stuff that you can get in Bunnings, even if it's not directly in the automotive shelves. We've done the WD-40 one and so forth. And then I've gone to Super Cheap. So now I found that, we've positioned ourselves on the social media end as a product reviewer, if you like.
Yeah. Has Super Cheap or Bunnings or any of them reached out to you yet and be like, hey, come and do videos for us officially yet?
No.
No? Damn, they should.
Yeah. So
with someone, I'll be straight up and everyone knows, I've basically just copied your formula. I saw your videos you're doing.
Look, you didn't just come straight out. We've been mates for a while. You're like, hey man, has this been working for you? Yeah. Do you mind if I do the same thing? Yeah, of course, Saad. My
And
house
it's
is your
worked.
house.
I mean,
kind of
my
thing,
number
right?
one video that I ever made,
Is the WD-40 video.
WD-41, where I jokingly ripped
Oh,
into
about
you.
ripped into me,
Yeah.
and then you had a lot of people rip back into you.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't understand social media. I'm like, surely people on TikTok and Instagram can't be that stupid that they think I'm actually ripping into you. It's so obviously I'm taking the piss. And it's but people say, oh, you shouldn't generate business by ripping into other businesses. That's not a good way to do it. And I commented, I said, guys, the guy's one of my best friends. I've known him for a long
Yeah,
time.
look,
But
maybe it wasn't portrayed through the message 100%, so then they got the wrong idea.
But then again, it generates engagement.
Correct.
Yeah,
It didn't
and it's all
matter,
fun.
right? Like,
Yeah.
if you remember that there used
And
to
in
be...
the end of the video, I agreed with you. I'm like, yeah, it works.
They used to say in journalism or whatever, any publicity is good publicity,
Yeah.
right? So I think for those out there that are saying, like, oh, you're trying to be an influencer, this and that, it's like, okay, cool. So what if I am?
And in fact, I think we should really, from a marketing perspective, we should all be trying to be influencers because these days, organic content is what
That's
works.
what's working. And
I've noticed it.
Yeah, and
in the
it's
last
not
few months.
but it's not as if like I'm putting myself up on a pedestal and trying to be Spanian or something
Yeah.
like that. He's just a guy speaking, his mind and telling his world that follows him what he thinks about these products, about these services, and how they can incorporate him to their lives. And if they're not directly complaining, who are you as another industry professional to downplay that or mock that or whatever have you not? So then please don't get offended if I do bring up your 300 followers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then he starts talking about pricing and how he charges more in USD than you do in AUD.
Yeah, okay, mind you, how does he know that?
Yeah.
He went and did what? Looked in my website.
Yeah.
He invested a lot of time in me.
Yeah.
I was very surprised.
Yeah,
He
I
invested
know.
a lot of time. He went and
Yeah.
saw what we charge.
Yep.
Right? He went and saw other videos of mine.
Yeah.
Because he commented on, the later one where, he even interrupted his work. And it's like, mate, you've invested. Look, I take my hat off to you, mate. Thank you for investing so much time in me. Yeah. And helping the algorithm do what it does on social media. And also to the other guy as well that said, that the industry's laughing at you. You're in marketing. You're in advertising. You really think that the laughing mattered to me, even if they were? Look at what the engagement did.
Yeah. So if you had one advice or you know what? For businesses out there in general, and when it comes to social media marketing, tell me a top tip or summarize what do you think people should be doing.
Look, here's the thing, right? Just because something works for one person doesn't mean for the other that's going to work for the other person. Because you're going to find out you're probably going to run this for a little bit longer as well to see if it does work for you. Let's just say it doesn't. So then it might prove as well, you got to find your own niche. You got to constantly test stuff. Don't just stick to the same thing and just run with it. And like, that's what I've got to do, which might mean just keep taking photos or videos of exotic cars or pretty cars and, showing PPF application. If it's not working for you, and I suspect the best thing that you can do is not only on my page, go and look at other successful pages that have got a lot of engagement, a lot of high views. Go see what their content's about. There's that other guy that I follow in America that was speaking about the Expel and that. What's he called?
The guy with the cowboy boots.
Yes.
Yeah. He used to be an Expel shop. And
Right. Like, I like that dude. I like that guy's
and
style as well, right?
And
another straight shooter.
Yeah, exactly. He's got that
Maybe
kind
we'll
of,
tag him on this.
Yeah, we
Yes.
should.
Yes.
What's his name? I
forgot
follow him
now,
as well,
man.
but he's
I
always
follow
wearing
him,
the cowboy boots.
Correct. That
he
dude, yeah.
he used to use Expel, but he doesn't
Yes.
anymore. And then
He spoke about a few controversial matters there in regards to the Expel films.
Yeah.
I felt that that the guy again was just spitting truths.
Yeah, I mean he got noticed because Expel reps commented on his videos and stuff like that.
He got noticed.
Again, I think what he was doing was trying to be infamous, just to but whatever
Whatever works, right?
Whatever works. It gets you out there. There's going to be people who hate you, but there'll be people who love you as well.
Doesn't matter. The whole idea is that you're not stuck on 300 followers.
Yeah.
And that you're progressing and you're moving.
Yeah.
And it's like, if that style suits you and it works for your business, then who's someone else to tell you otherwise?
Yeah,
right? And if they do, like you said, you just brush it over. It's like, who's this? It's just another person at the comfort of their home. Maybe he's had a few scotches.
Yeah.
And he's speaking his mind a little bit more loose and the filters come off. Who cares? Let it be. At the end of the day, there's the old saying, right? Sticks and stones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got to work on that actually, and just not let these social media comments trigger me so hard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
to all the commenters who comment on this video,
Look,
I'm
with
not going to
business,
respond, and I'm not going to
with
get.
business, it probably doesn't affect me as much as if it was a personal thing.
Okay.
Like maybe if it was my personal page and I've said something about something personal, and he's someone like, it might push a different button on me. But I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm a director of a business. I'm portraying an image.
Yeah.
And it's also not fruitful if that person digs his heels in and starts arguments and so forth. I'm guilty. I almost got lured into it, but
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, look, I just pulled back. God bless. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Yeah,
See you
sure
later,
that.
and that's it. And he can carry away and keep going on and on and on and on. But guess what? You're not going to find me on his page, looking through what
Yeah.
he does, what he's posted.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
care, man. Kudos to you. Whatever you've done, whatever you haven't done, that's your prerogative, man.
Yeah. I mean, on the other hand, I found out who he was, and then I came to the conclusion, yeah, he's a nobody. He's been doing this since 2021. Who cares?
Yeah.
Elias, so I touched on the last episode that you look very good for your age.
Yes.
So, and
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
see myself as that.
No, you
I'm
look
just
very
doing my
good.
thing. Yeah.
let's move on from detailing in business. I mean, is there anything else that you think you wanna talk about in that sense, or any top tips?
I have in.
I mean, you've done podcasts. You've done other podcasts that were like heavily detailing based.
Yeah.
So you can listen to
I
the
did
Detailing Down Under podcast.
Detailing Down Under.
Yeah.
We did it with Joseph, and I forgot his name now. He slipped my mind, but it was Joseph that brought it to my attention because we've known Joseph for years as well,
Yeah.
since Opticode and that.
Yeah.
So we've done that. I suspect we can touch upon a little bit about men's health.
Yeah.
Maybe men's health. I wasn't always very health orientated.
You've been pretty jacked your
Yes.
whole life, though.
Yes, like I've always been, but there's a difference between healthy and health and image orientated.
Okay.
Right. I'll admit that I've fallen victim to more just image orientated in the past, where I wouldn't care about anything diet related or what kind of supplementation I put into my body, and I
Yeah.
say that in inverted brackets because yes, I have tinkered for a period of my life in the past with some androgens and stuff like that in the gym.
Anabolic steroids. And things
Anabolic
like that. I think
steroids.
everyone has. I mean, of a certain age.
Everyone has,
Especially
without
if you're from Sydney and you had all the festivals and things like that.
Correct.
You know, who was the name of that famous guy who passed away a couple of years ago? He was really Ziz.
Ziz,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. You know, I
Yes.
think he influenced a lot of people.
Yes, Ziz.
So what's your
passed away.
experience been? Because a lot of people want to talk about steroids, and there's a lot of
Yes.
stuff out there about steroids and
Let's just take
Yeah.
a pause for a second, and we'll come back to that.
easy. All right, we're back. Bloody hell, mate! I hope next time I come here, you have a new sofa. This is awful.
No, I can tell you, this sofa's going to stay for a while.
What?
We don't use it for anything.
Oh, mate, I'm gonna bring our own chairs next time. So anyway, where were we? We're talking about men's health, anabolic steroids.
Correct. So when I was younger, obviously I was influenced in the gym environment and so forth. So yes, I did use and abuse some substances.
Yeah.
What did I find from it? And you're probably gonna pop up a photo or something like that of what I used to look like
Yeah.
in the past. You can get a whole bunch of health issues with them. I didn't find I had a lot of serious health issues or anything like that. But then again, I wasn't using copious amounts or anything
So
like.
what level of testosterone were you running, or you're not actually testing yourself in those days?
Yeah. I was. I always used to do bloods and stuff like that. It would have been pretty high. Like at one point, I was probably running like 7 times like the maximum. But by then, the gauges have changed.
Okay.
From then.
Yeah.
I think it was NMOL, whatever
Nanomoles or
nanomoles or whatever.
something, yeah.
The range would have been from about 9 to about 22 or something like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I remember on one of them, I came in like 140 or something like that,
Jeez.
right?
Yeah.
And I was just running stupid amount of tests for
Yeah.
no reason.
Yeah.
And,
But how often were you working out to supplement that and everything?
I'd work out very, very regularly.
Yeah.
But one thing I didn't know about back then was the nutrition side of it.
Okay.
How important that the whole eating side of the whole aspect of it was. You just got a junk diet. You're putting in copious amounts of product for no good reason. And I suppose it was just through the grace of God that I was lucky I didn't really get hurt or anything like that. And I got older and wiser. But later on, if I decided to sort of, tinker with anything again, it'd be in very small amounts of dosages and nothing silly to the extent that I used to run.
Yeah.
And it was the time that I got the best results. So a lot's changed in the industry in terms of understanding that less is more in that respect. And these days, I'm in my mid-40s now. I've got a couple of kids, so I'm on just hormone replacement therapy.
Yep.
So
TRT, is that TRT?
TRT, yep.
Yeah. And how's that been going? Because a lot of people are talking about it now. You know, on my other podcast, I talk about testosterone levels a lot and how, you know, they've definitely come down. I've done my own experimentation with measuring my levels and then changing my diet and changing things. And just doing that, you know, you've got like, you know, there's stuff in the water really that does affect your testosterone levels, all the microplastics.
The stuff we eat,
exactly, everything.
The diets,
so
the processed diets.
So tell me, how's it? You know, has the TRT, do you think, improved your life?
Look, I don't know directly if it's just that, because I made a lot of life changes. One thing that I might add that a certain compound probably stuffed up a lot was my sleep patterns.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yes,
insomnia from Tren.
Yep.
From Tren.
Oh, Tren. So Tren, that's the one that's the fat loss one.
No, not in particular. It's not only used for fat loss. You can bulk and cut.
Oh wait, Tren is the one they give to cows. Is it that one?
It's the cow pellet.
That's one. Yeah, it's the one that makes.
That's how it originated. It originated from a product called Finaplex. Which is a pellet. And then they'll break that down. It was never really designed for human consumption.
No.
So it's quite aggressive. It's 5 times more anabolic and androgenic than testosterone on its own.
Okay. Yep.
So if you're using, say, I don't know, 100 milligrams of that, it's equivalent to 500 milligrams of testosterone.
Okay.
So if you're using 300 milligrams of it, it's equivalent to 1,500 milligrams of testosterone.
Okay.
Like 1.5 gram.
Yeah.
So.
But it messes up your sleep, does it?
Messed up my circadian rhythm, I think they call it.
Circadian rhythms.
Circadian rhythms. And it totally threw it out. And I don't think I ever really 100% recovered for that. Okay. So if anyone's listening to this and you're even considering tinkering with something like that, you don't need anything like that. It's a waste unless you're at a competitive level. And I even know competitive bodybuilders that'll still tell you as well, like, they don't even use it.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, it's so aggressive, like, why would you? But, you know, when you're young and dumb and it's trending in the gyms and so forth, oh, hey, you got to use this or touch that or whatever, you know, it's...
And how old were you when you were taking...
Oh, I would have been in my 20s.
Okay, so it's 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
It wasn't as much knowledge online and stuff about all this back then as well, was
there? No, definitely not. And then if I did sort of like later on in life, even in my late 30s, you know, decided to cycle with anything like that, it was a lot more sensible.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, your health starts becoming a more massive consideration than when you're 20.
Especially once you have kids as well. You've got something else to live
that's
for.
What I mean now. It's like the whole mentality is totally shifted. It's got nothing to do with using any of those toxic compounds or anything like that. As I said, I'm only maintaining a healthy level of testosterone in my body, which whether I've used before in the past wouldn't have mattered, because as soon as you get to these kind of levels at your age, it's already declining.
So do you think, though, using the testosterone earlier, using the Tren, do you reckon that tanked your natural testosterone levels, or is there a proper cycle that you followed?
Not really, because I'd always recover from it, and I tested it, I knew. I was one of those lucky ones where things just bounce back normally.
Yeah.
I didn't get a lot of side effects, you know, any acne or anything like that. Yeah. Maybe a little bit of hair growth where I didn't want, you know. Normal. I lost it from here and gained it up here in the back.
Yeah, but you're Greek though as well.
I'm Greek,
come on, you're Greek. You know,
but then again, like I'm not. You're not
a hairy.
Not very
Greek.
hairy. Yeah,
no,
I'm
okay.
very hairy. Yeah, You take me on that department.
Yeah.
As a packy, you got me there, man.
Yeah. But then,
just to go back on what you were saying, that, you know, how effective do you think that it is today? You know, in how I've implicated in my routine of lifestyle, training, eating, and so forth. I don't know, because I've been following more stricter organic ways of eating.
Yep.
Less processed. I
100%.
eat about 95% non-processed.
Yep.
Wholesome foods.
Yep. Let's just define what do you mean by processed food in this case, because all food is processed. You're not going to eat raw chicken, you know.
Yeah, but okay. What I'd say is going to be processed. Anything that usually comes in a packet, I tend to to bum steer from,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So if it's come in packaging and it's sealed,
Yeah. It's probably.
it's probably
Yeah.
not good for you.
Short of like those gym meals you get that are.
Even those gym meals.
Yeah. Well, some
Right.
no, but they're some
Some
of
of
them.
those gym meals, like your muscle chefs and that.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Right,
Yeah. That,
correct.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
call that the McDonald's of the
Yes.
of the health
In
industry.
Canberra, there's one that I get, which is freshly made.
There's some good
It's-
ones.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
they're
It's,
either
you get
snap
it.
frozen or
They're not frozen. They're fresh.
yeah, they're
They're
fresh
not even vacuum
sealed.
sealed. These ones. You have
Yeah,
a
right.
week to eat them. If
Right.
you open them after a week, it's gone
Yeah,
off.
it's finished. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And I mean, that's just like your mum's cooking, just put it in
Pretty
the
much,
fridge.
exactly,
And yeah,
yeah.
look, that's okay. But then again, you don't know what those ingredients are as well they've put together. I've got a little bit of a rule that I stick by, that if I grab a product off the shelf and I turn it around, and there's more than about half a dozen worth of ingredients in it,
Yeah.
which then I don't know, I can't identify what the numbers are.
Yeah.
Emulsifier 506, sweetener, blah blah blah, this and that. If I don't know what they are, then why am I putting it in my body?
So does that mean that you end up cooking a lot of food yourself?
It means that if I'm not cooking for myself, which I don't really have time to cook for myself.
Yeah.
I'm blessed by having a
Yeah,
wife.
yeah, it's just home cooking.
Yeah, so
your
my
wife, whoever.
does
Yeah, I don't
accommodate
cook
to that.
either, but
Yeah, it's very hard. They do a great job
Yes.
doing everything else around the home, the kids and everything
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
And then they got to put up with these babies as well, right? They got to put up with the man child.
Yeah, yeah.
So I tend to sort of like, my main sort of diet would consist around, say, chicken, like air fried.
Yeah,
with a bit of seasoning in
How
it.
good are air fryers?
Air fryers
That
are
has been revolutionary,
yeah,
hasn't
one
it?
of the newest,
One of the best
correct.
inventions ever.
So so sort of air fried chicken, a rice of some sort.
Yeah.
I tend to prefer black rice.
Yeah.
It's got more of a seedy taste, like
Okay.
a seed, like
Yeah.
a nutty taste
Yep,
to
yeah,
it.
I know what you're talking about.
But I also managed to, through the bodybuilding times and stuff like that, through the monotonous eating and the overloading of the food and the pushing food at some points, I managed to get small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which is called SIBO.
Okay.
It rattled me for a bit, and it meant that I couldn't ingest certain foods like the black rice and that. It's high in fiber,
Yeah.
but it'll also feed that kind of bacteria. So where I don't have a choice, I will eat white rice because it is heavier in a glycogen. It's more of a glycogen, and it burns away a lot quicker in the small intestine before
Yep.
it even gets into your large intestine. So I've got to be mindful, just juggling a little bit of my condition. I also had diverticular diagnosed when I was younger,
Okay.
in my 20s.
Diverticulitis.
Well, diverticular is what you've got. Diverticulitis is when it inflames.
Okay. Yeah.
So if I say I've got diverticulitis, it means
Yes.
I've got an inflamed diverticular pocket.
Okay.
To those that are listening, it's basically on your large intestine, on towards the colon.
Hmm.
You've got pockets there, like balloons forming, and if there's any food that'll get in there trapped or what have you not, it can get infected.
Oh, yeah, okay,
and
I
it gets
see what you're
sore. People respond differently. You can either get constipated or diarrhea from it. So it's one of those things that I've had to learn to manage, through life. And I find that these days, just managing a good eating regime, like we're saying,
Yep.
organic foods, either say something like chicken, turkey, meat. And you might say, but what, you eat that all the time, someone's cooking for you? No. But if I'm going to get something out and I order on Uber Eats, I'm going to try and get a grilled fish.
Yeah, yeah.
With a Greek salad or something
Yeah.
like that. A bit of olive oil.
Yeah.
It's got feta in it. It's got your healthy fats.
Yeah, so you're staying away from like chips and deep fried. Like,
Correct. Look,
really,
I try to, right?
Yeah,
We're all
look,
fall
none of us are
victim to it.
perfect. You have
we're
to
not
now and again.
perfect. At some point,
Yeah.
like I'm just going to salivate over it, and I'm just
Yeah.
going to want to get it in me. And
Yeah,
it is
look,
what
once
it
a
is.
week, once a fortnight,
Whatever.
it's
Yes,
fine.
it
It's
is
that
what it
80-20,
is.
80%
That's what I
of your
said,
diet.
yeah. And if I'm staying sort of like what I say about 90%, in that area, then for the most part, I think that I'm doing a better thing for longevity and for a better lifestyle. Because some people are like, oh, but my granddad lived to 100 or whatever. It's like, yeah,
different-
but what
yeah.
about quality of life?
Yeah.
There's a difference.
But
Like,
also,
how do you want to get
when
there?
your grandparents lived to 100, they're from a different
Different
time.
times,
they were
different
working a
era,
physical
different
job.
foods, correct.
The food was different. You
Everything
can't
was
compare
different.
it.
Can't compare. So I suspect, yes, longevity is one thing, and can you get there without doing all these things? Yeah, maybe. You wing it or whatever. But do I want to be that guy when I'm 60 or 70, already staring down the barrel of a wheelchair just to
No
get
way,
around?
hell no.
Or,
Yeah.
or crutches or something like that, or my knees are locking up and I can't move. So the short answer is no. I did have kids later on in my life, in my 40s, and I want to be able to maintain a healthy lifestyle where I'm able to sort of be active with my kids and still be able to run around with them and have a lot of energy. And yeah, look, a lot of people probably if I shave, I look even a lot younger. Yes,
Yeah,
I've got
yeah. Well,
white
my
hair.
plan was always when I hit 40, I'm gonna shave my beard off to take 10 years off. So I've got a couple, you know.
You got a little bit longer.
Or not, yeah, not that long now.
Yeah,
Actually,
yours
to
is
be
going a
honest.
little bit white there, man.
Yeah, it is. Actually, my
I can see
daughter's
some, yeah,
always
they're coming through
complained.
now.
Yeah, my daughter's always complained that, Daddy, your hair, you have too many grey hairs. Can we get a marker and colour them in for you?
That's cute.
So I'm like, yeah.
That's cute.
But in terms of looking after yourself as well, so we're here in your
Yeah, you can
upstairs
see
in your
I've got a
shop.
gym behind
Got a
here.
gym behind you. That's awesome having a gym here
I
at work.
set this up at my last place that I was at.
Yep.
Because during COVID, there was the whole shutdown of the premises.
yeah.
You know,
Oh,
you
COVID.
couldn't go to the gyms.
Yeah.
You had to be vaccinated or your certificates and so forth. I said, look, I don't know what's going out in there. I don't know when I'll make it back in the gym. And even if I do, what I have to go through, what hoops I've got to jump through just to go to the gym. So I was
Yeah.
like, at that time, I just bought my own setup.
Yeah.
And I never looked back, and I never been back into a commercial gym.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's
I might have to do the same because I find it real hard to get to a gym to do weights, even though I should, because
it's not. It's also the social.
boring,
Yeah,
yeah.
but the social aspect. See, as much as I'm social and I love to talk, that's the problem though. Because if I do go to a gym,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say hi to everyone. I'm not that person
Yeah,
that goes,
yeah.
put my headphones on, stays head down.
Yeah.
If I say, "How you going, mate?" You know, that's who we are. We're people. We're
Exactly.
people pleasers and
Yep.
a people's person. We talk.
Yeah.
We're extroverts.
Yep.
So I'm gonna get caught up in the whole like a half an hour, 40-minute session. It's probably
Yep.
gonna turn into an hour and a half or 2 hours out of my day.
Yeah.
Owning a business now as a business owner, I don't have that.
No,
that
and
comfort.
I imagine that, because you're getting so many views on all your videos as well. Do you have randoms ever recognizing you from videos? Oh, hey man, I know you. I see your videos and things like that.
Yes, more from the point. Actually, we're in between moving houses, as
Yep.
you know, because we purchased a new house, and I'm staying in an apartment.
Yep.
And one guy I got in the lift really early in the morning. He saw the Detail Lab outfit, and it's like he was just sitting there going, he goes, "I know you." He goes, I go, "Right." He goes, "Oh, I've seen you on Instagram," and he goes, "Oh, I love the content." I'm like, "Thank you, man." Like, you know.
How did that make you feel when someone, a random, says to you, they watch you and they enjoy the content? How did that feel?
I don't know. I didn't take it boastfully or anything like that. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. I suspect what I saw out of it is people are watching and people are listening.
Yeah.
And that's important, that that someone is listening to the content that you're putting out, and that it does engage with them and it resonates with them. So I suspect, you said, what's one piece of advice that you can give out there? The best piece of advice is be yourself, be real, whatever that might be.
Be real.
Yeah. If you're an introvert, cool. Show the camera how much of an introvert you are.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. I mean, how do you show a camera?
That's your
it's
problem
tough.
to work out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's your niche you got to touch upon. But if you're an extrovert, you're loud, you're opinionated or whatever, cool. Show the world that, because guess what? When the customers come to deal with you, they're going to find that anyway.
Yeah.
And from the get-go, they're going to know who they're dealing with. And the matter of the truth is that if they do see that from the get-go and you do click with them, it's going to be even easier and more relatable for you to do business with than not. So that's my take
So
on
yeah,
it, man.
be real, be honest.
Just be real, be
Yeah.
honest. And also don't be shy to, your doomsday, scrolling all the time anyway through your phone. Have a look at what are you engaging with? What tickles your fancy? What
Yeah,
gets you
see
hooked
what-
in?
yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yep.
just try emulate that by being yourself as well.
Yeah.
Without losing who you are, your character or
Yeah.
your personality.
Are you do you think you'll start doing videos, like long form videos on YouTube and stuff, or do you think you're happy just doing the short form stuff?
No, yeah, I'm
on
I'm
TikTok
happy
and
for the
Instagram?
time being.
Yeah.
Just all that short form stuff is really engaging. I don't think a lot of people have a lot of time for the long
Yeah,
form
the YouTube
stuff.
it's
I know
it's a
this
hard-
is long form as
yeah,
well.
Yeah, but this is
definitely.
audio. People can listen to it when they're
Correct.
driving out for a run, things
Correct.
like that. That's a tough nut to crack. And these days, YouTube productions, especially, man, they're like these.
Oh, they're like $1 million
they're-
productions.
Yeah, yeah.
correct.
It's like people
If you-
doing
if you don't
car
have the
reviews on
budget.
YouTube. There's multiple cameras. There's drones. Everything. It's really hard to be a one-man person and do that. In addition, which we've moved on a bit,
before we
but
sidetrack.
so you got the gym here.
Yes.
What about cardio and other aspects of health, or do you just
Well,
focus on?
it's not in the frame there, but you can
Yeah.
see I've got a treadmill there
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
yep.
But take that outside of the picture as well. You notice there's a flight of stairs here.
Yeah.
I'm running a business,
Yeah.
seeing customers.
Yeah.
I average about 8 to 12,000 steps a day anyway.
Wow,
Without
okay.
having to do any sort of cardio.
Yeah.
I don't mind cardio, but I've also found that through a controlled diet,
Yeah,
you
the
can get
yeah.
pretty lean
Yes.
if the cardio's there. And if the resistance training's there, there's a lot of
I think the resistance training is
a
more
lot of fat
important from what I can tell.
even from a
exactly.
fat burning point of view, the resistance training is where it's at. Really.
Yeah, I
I
personally.
mean, sure, you can complement it with the cardio.
Yeah, I think cardio you do for your heart health and
Correct.
to make yourself
Cardiovascular.
fitter,
Correct.
but it's not for losing weight. Like
Yes.
I'm about 94 kilos right now. I dropped down over the last
You look
2
great
years.
lately as well,
Thanks,
bro.
man. Thanks.
You look really good.
Yeah, it's funny. I watch my videos on Instagram and YouTube.
You can see
and
the
stuff,
change.
and you can see this
Yes.
is basically a weight loss
Yeah,
journey
man.
of
Yeah,
Saad.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You
Like
can-
I've gone down to 35-inch trousers. My goal is to get to a 32-inch waist size.
Yes,
Hopefully by the
nice.
end of the year. But I think personally, like I do jiu-jitsu and judo and wrestling.
Yes.
And that's awesome. But I think I need to add some weight training
More
to
weight,
my
yeah,
schedule, just
yeah.
because at this age now, I think it's a health thing as well. Build
It
up that
is.
muscle mass, so when you're older, you got more muscle mass.
Yes.
Yeah.
In case you get hit something like cancer,
Yeah.
I've watched some figures that are in that space, like professors or doctors. They say the single most important thing as you age is your muscle mass and density.
Yes.
That
Okay.
if you carry muscle and density, as you get older, anything that kind of hits you, that's going to determine how you handle that.
Yeah.
Right. If you already look like you're suffering from atrophy and you're a stick or something like
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
then what is there for say you cop cancer, you need to go through a bout of chemo, radio, or whatever it
Yeah.
might be. It's just going to eat away at you.
Yeah.
And at least if you had something there, muscles also stored proteins.
It is exactly
Right,
Yep.
so there's something
Yep.
there for the body to break down and contribute towards fighting whatever it might be that you've got to fight later in life. Because let's not fool ourselves. This might not age. This will probably not age well, but we're probably going to catch something, bro.
Yeah. Eventually.
One of us might have something. I might
Yeah,
give you the bad
eventually.
news and say, "Hey, dude, like,
Yeah.
not the news you want
that's
to
the
hear, but I've got cancer." And
Yeah,
it
that's
might
the
be-
reality of life.
That's the reality of it,
Something's
bro. I'm
gonna
getting
kill you.
goosebumps, but man,
Yeah.
we're not here
Something's you're gonna
forever.
die. You're not here forever.
We're
This
not here
is
forever.
this life is temporary.
Correct, and I think something that we might touch upon in a few other episodes might be spirituality.
Yeah, 100%.
Each individual has got a yearning for something spiritual.
Yeah.
And I think that whatever you might choose, naturally I'm a pious Christian, and that's my thing. But
Yeah, but you're a Greek Orthodox Christian.
Greek Orthodox
I came
Christian.
to your mother's funeral, and that was my first
Yes,
time attending
yes.
Greek, and it was.
and that was
Yeah.
that was, mind you, Saad lives so far away. He's in Canberra. That was such a respectful thing for him to do. It meant a lot to me and my family, and I think that it's our duty as a human being to at least have something that encompasses morals.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
something that, I mean, every religion's going to naturally claim that theirs is, the correct one and so forth.
course.
And obviously I'm biased. I'm going to say that Christianity's that
Yeah,
way. And,
yeah.
you kind of come out from your point of view and so forth. And that's what's worked for me. In my business, you might say as well, we've touched a lot about, the marketing and, how do you do social media and that. But for me, my pinnacle and my strength comes from my spirituality and my faith in our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's
And
who,
that gives you strength. And
that gives me strength.
Yeah.
That gives me courage, and that's what keeps me going. And
Yeah.
I feel that that's my compass.
Yeah.
And I think that everyone needs a compass in life. So
Yeah. Elias, I think that's a good place to leave it. Everyone needs a compass in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me again,
And
Saad.
let's do another episode soon.
done.
Cheers. Have a good one.
Good. Let's answer some phone calls.